Billy.
Hello.
Hi, thank you so much for joining the live at Kstyleyo. Hi everyone. Everyone see me? See us?
Can you guys hear us? Can you see us? Is it working?
It's always nerve-wracking, for live.
Oh, doing it. Yes, doing it. That's right. When you first turn it on.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's working.
Testing.
All right, so I'm just gonna say hi to those of you who are on live chat. SMNH, Rachel, I got your question. Scientific Star, Hibernating Chibi, Anna Small, hi everyone. Cheryl, yay.
Oh, Cheryl,
Joyce.
Yeah, she's from my channel.
Oh yeah, Cheryl, you know
her. She follows me around. I have like a gaming channel she also comes to.
No way. I think I got a couple followers and they're religiously following your channel. They say, I'm from Billy.
Some of my really big fans will just follow me around to different channels.
Wow. All right. First of all, I'd like to thank you for shouting out to my channel in one of your previous videos.
Yeah, I'm glad. I really liked making that video, and I wanted to make the video 1 year ago, or over a year ago. But when I first started researching over a year ago, I couldn't find many YouTube channels that were teaching Korean.
Yeah.
I found so many that were old that had died, but there were none that were new. So I think the timing of this video was good because I think last year, everyone started to teach Korean, maybe after the whole North Korea thing. And then I found your channel, and as well as a few others, and I picked about 20, 30 channels that I liked, and of those, yours was one of the ones I thought I should really recommend to people.
Yeah, thank you so much because my view spiked up and subscribers.
I saw,
I'm like, what's going on? It's some kind of algorithm, and somebody left a comment. Billy recommended your channel. I'm like, let me check it out.
Yeah, I saw. I didn't know how many people would subscribe, but one of the other channels I recommended, she said she got woken up at night by notifications on her phone.
Oh my God.
She's like, what's going on? What happened? And she couldn't sleep that night because she didn't know why.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I think she got 2,000 subscribers suddenly or something.
Wow. Anyway, you're doing a good work for the community,
I'm glad that was successful.
Yeah, that's why everyone loves you.
I mean, you deserve it. I think channels like yours, there's not enough Korean teaching channels, and I just want to see, I saw all of those the graveyard of channels when I was searching my first time. I didn't like that. I was hoping that they would keep going because there was some good content. So I hope that you and other YouTubers can keep going, keep doing what you're doing.
Okay. I know most of you that are here know Billy, but in case for those who are watching the pre-recorded version, could you please introduce us, who you are?
Yeah, I teach Korean on YouTube. I have a book series. I am a Korean teacher who is not Korean, obviously. I've been studying Korean now for 15 years and teaching for over 8 years through my YouTube channel. And I still visit Korea often, so I still I'm still learning Korean as well. I'm still a student of Korean also.
Me too.
And
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So you mentioned about book series. So you published a book series?
Yeah, I have actually I have some of them here. I have my little bookshelf.
Wow.
These are some of them.
Okay.
This was my Korean Made Simple series, which this one actually pays my rent, which is nice.
Wow.
That's I can keep doing this. And then I have a book I did just last year with Talk to Me in Korean together. So they did all the formatting and editing and publishing, and it looks great. I like this one too.
Awesome.
This is just common mistakes.
Yeah, I'm gonna put those links below, so maybe you can share me the links afterwards.
Oh yeah, sure. And they're also pretty easy to find. And then besides that, I'm just doing lessons on YouTube and live streams where I teach every week. I'll do some new topic, and I think I've done maybe 80 of those so far.
Your content is fantastic. I watch your videos to learn Korean too.
Can I tell you a secret? I watch my own videos to refresh my memory on topics too. Before, if someone asks me a question, I'll be like, I'll type my reply, but I'll be like, is that right? Let me double check, and I'll watch my own videos or I'll read my own books just to remember. Like, yeah, okay, and then I'll write it.
I'm always double checking too. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and don't just use mine. Use whatever you can find. I also recommend, and you probably know them, the 국립국어원. They also have. It's like The Secret. They have everything about Korean. So any weird question, I always search with like the question and then 국립국어원, the National Academy for the Korean Language.
Okay.
And they have topics, literally everything you could think of. But it's all in Korean.
Okay.
But it's really good.
All right, I'm gonna share the link to you guys too. Okay, I have several questions for you, but those of you who are on live, you can ask questions for Billy. Let's see how many questions we can get through within limited time frame.
All right.
So I know you're from United States. You live in California now, right?
Yeah.
So you're born and raised there, right?
Yeah, I'm still in the city that I grew up in.
Oh yeah? Okay.
So I grew up here in LA area. I won't say exactly which area. LA is very big, but I'm in LA. And lived here my whole life, and I never thought I wanted to move. So I'm still here.
Okay, and there is a huge Korean community in LA, right? And maybe that's why you kind of, got the Korean vibe there, or
not really. Actually, at my school, when I started college here, there were several Korean people that I met.
okay.
And that's kind of what got me interested in Korean was 2004 when I started college. And at that time, I was actually studying Japanese, and I knew nothing about Korea. And I already could speak intermediate level Japanese, so I really was into Japanese. But there were some Korean friends that also hung out with us at the cafeteria. So I made friends with a few Koreans. There were some Korean girls that I was interested in.
Oh, okay, there you go. That helps, right?
Yeah, so and some nice Korean guys I knew, but I had some Korean friends, and so they kind of made me curious about, like, what is Korea? Like, it's right next to Japan. Is it the same language? Is same culture? And no, it's completely different. And so I started just kind of learning the alphabet. One of the girls actually tried to teach me Hangul at that time, and she was a terrible teacher. And I eventually bought a book. I started studying it. I said, wow, this is really cool. And that's kind of how it all started.
Yeah, I think I watched one of your videos. You showed us the book, like the book that you bought, right? At that time?
This one, actually.
Yeah, that one. I have that too because my husband bought it. No, I didn't buy for myself. And when I saw it, I'm like, this is not really a good book.
No, it's not. It's not good. Don't get this. But I always show it. People maybe think I'm recommending it. I'm recommending you do not buy it.
It looks kind of boring.
Fortunately, you can't buy that book anymore.
Oh, okay. So how did you decide to go to Korea?
I was already planning on going somewhere. I really wanted to go. Originally, it would have been Japan. I was thinking about going to Japan.
Yeah.
Or maybe even taking a trip to France because I studied high school French. I did 4 years, and then I did 2 more years at college. So I've done French for 6 years. I don't speak French, but I think it would be really nice to go to France. So I just picked, like, well, let's do something. Let's go to Korea. And I liked it a lot more than I thought I would.
What did you like a lot?
Being in Korea, I guess maybe being in a new place for a first time was a big experience for me for a long time. But I really liked just the feeling of being in Korea, I guess, if that makes any sense. Like, I hate the weather, but everything else about Korea I really, really liked. And the people were nice. I loved my experience learning the language and using it with people and their reactions to that. I loved the food. I liked the transportation system. I liked that without doing any exercise, I was in very good shape. Just walking around Korea, you get in good shape.
Yeah,
So
I walked around so many
just-
stairs.
Yeah, I took my mom to Korea in 2009. Me and her, we went on a trip to Japan and Korea, and she was so surprised. She's like, "There's so many stairs. We're walking so much." I'm like, Mom, this is normal. We're not doing anything. Like, she's like that. She's like dying the first day. And, Mom, no, it's okay.
But she
You'll
lost
get
some
better."
weight from the trip, I guess.
Yeah, she did. She was in Korea for a week.
So you went to South Korea what year? Like for the first time?
That was 2005, which is, I also went to Japan that year as well. But when I went to Korea was also the same year, 2005 until 2007. But then I went back right after that.
Oh, you stay there for 2 years.
And I was teaching English, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't 2 years, maybe like a year, a little over a year or so, but yeah. And then after that, I went back again 2009 with my mom, and then again every single year after that.
Oh, every single year. That's
Yeah,
expensive.
for about a month
trip.
or two, every year after that.
Wow, awesome. So you went there as an English teacher. What was it like?
Different than now, because most of the time I was in Busan, and compare today Seoul with 2005 Busan, and it was kind of like, and it was like the port area of Busan.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, you see pictures with the houses going up the hills, everything is that kind of around there.
Yeah.
And next to Busan Station, also around there. And so it felt very rural, kind of like a smaller town. And I spent lots of time on my weekends. I didn't have too many friends when I first went there, so I would just go to parks and I would play, do you know Tangi, the Korean chess? Korean chess with old men at the park sometimes. And yeah, it was just a really different experience, and it wasn't anything I expected. It wasn't like Japan. It wasn't like any like countryside in America. It was just different.
So you knew how to play 장기? I don't know how to play 장기.
I learned. No, I learned.
You just picked it up like that.
Because I saw them playing at the park, and I went up to them, and I just asked them like, hey, 뭐 하세요? 여기서 뭐 하세요? And they're like, oh, I didn't understand anything they were saying, but they're like, Tangi, and I watched them play, and they look like they're having fun, and they're like, playing really fast. So I looked it up on the internet, actually, how to play Tangi, and learned it really basically, and then I played with them. And I lost every single time, but they were nice. They let me play with them. This foreigner who can't speak Korean very well, who can't play Tangi well, they were happy to play with me, though.
Oh, wow. So they wanted to learn some, somebody, like friends. Maybe they're also wanting to have some friends too.
Yeah, and it was so it was just really nice, and I got to learn lots of, I went there a dozen of times, so I got to learn a lot of like their Busan dialect and like really strong Busan dialect, and it made me like really like Korean old people, I guess, because of that.
I think one of my followers was Tamika, said your Busan dialect is so cute.
Oh, really? Well, I don't speak Busan dialect normally. I never wanted to learn how to speak it, but I do understand it. But yeah, if I try to speak it, it won't be just like a Busan person, I think.
Oh,
It's not.
I watched your videos about the dialects, different types of dialects. It was hilarious.
Oh, thanks. There's a new one coming out also in a few weeks.
Wow, stay tuned, guys.
It's good. I'm excited to upload that.
Oh, nice. I don't know many dialects, so I'm gonna watch your video to learn them. So when you went there, you said you didn't have many friends. You made some friends from the park.
Yeah.
So what was it like? Was it really difficult to make new friends there?
At that time, no, not so much. Because I think nowadays, like seeing a foreigner, seeing a 외국인 is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But just 10 years ago, I think, yes, if you walk down the street, girls will like scream and hide. Kids will like, whoa, 외국인이다, whoa, 깜짝, they see you on the street. And so if you want to talk with someone, it's very easy. Just walk up to a group of kids, just say hi. They'll love it. They'll all talk with you. And if you meet someone at a location, everyone, I think, they wanted to kind of be your friend in some way. They all want to have like your token foreigner friend.
Yeah.
Everyone wants like a token foreigner friend.
Yeah.
So at that time, I think it was even easier than it is now to make Korean friends.
Yeah, I agree. Because I wanted to practice English too. Every time I saw foreigners, I'm like, this is a chance.
Yeah.
But nowadays, there are way more foreigners out there, right?
Right.
So it's a lot easier. Okay, so you're teaching English there, and you're teaching like a grade, like elementary school or
No, it was mostly college students.
college students?
College students. Yeah, sometimes high school, but mostly it was college student teaching.
Okay. Was it
Yeah.
enjoyable or they're kind of brat?
It was okay. It was just like I prepare a lesson, teach it, kind of like Hagwon, like academy style. And yeah, it was okay. My favorite thing wasn't teaching English though. I mean, I sometimes teach English as a hobby these days because
Okay.
I did it in Korea, so I can kind of do it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my favorite thing. I just liked spending time with people. That was my
Okay.
favorite thing.
So you wanted to just explore something new and learn the language rather than teaching English per se.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us more about your experience. So when you landed South Korea, was it like very different from what you expected?
Yeah, I thought it would be like Japan, actually, because I guess that was the only Asian country I was familiar with. And when I got there and it didn't feel like Japan at all, it was like, what is this? This is like different. Everything's different. It's not worse or better. It's just really different. So yeah, the first thing I think I remember was being really cold for my first time in my life during the winter.
No way.
And I put on 2 pairs of pants, and I had 2 pairs of socks, and I had 2 shirts, and I had earmuffs, and I had a beanie, and gloves.
Okay.
And I was just kind of walking outside, and I was freezing. Like, what is this? People can't live here,
Yeah.
is what I thought.
Come to where I live now. I mean,
Oh, I'm sure
Ottawa,
I'm sure it's similar or worse.
It's better actually. Here is a lot worse.
Really?
Don't come here, I guess. It's freezing.
Yeah. And the funny thing though, so I was freezing, but I saw other Korean people, and some Korean people would just be wearing like one coat and then regular clothes. Or I saw some Korean girls and they would still be wearing their skirts. Like, what are you doing?
They're
Like,
going
stockings
clubbing.
or mini skirts.
Yeah.
What are you doing? But they would be like, oh, 추워, 춥다. Like, wear some pants.
Girls like skirts. What can we say?
Yeah, I guess I understand they want to look good even in the cold weather.
Yeah. Korean
but
girls,
yeah.
even guys, all about fashion, right? So they have to wear.
Right. Wear makeup, fashion, nice bag, everything. Yes, I understand that. So
So what do you think about even guys wearing makeup these days? In South Korea, it's very common. They
Yes,
wear like
that's right.
eyeliners, everything.
getting plastic surgery too. I think at first I thought it was very like strange, like guys, come on, don't do it. But in order for me to film my videos, I actually started several years ago. I started wearing makeup also because I realized, like, you can notice right now, you see my nose is kind of like shiny from the light.
Okay.
Like, I'm not sweaty, but just the light makes me look all shiny. So I realized I have to wear makeup for my videos. And after filming my videos, I'll leave my makeup on for the rest of the day. And I'll go out, I'll do errands, I'll meet people. And I realize I look good. I like this.
Now you can get away from foundation, right?
Right. So I understand why Korean guys wear makeup. I don't think they need to, but I understand they want to look good too.
Oh yeah,
So-
for sure. So okay, I think I'm gonna pick one question from this live chat. Rachel Tenkin, how can you tell when it's appropriate to approach and try to speak with someone you know is Korean, but when you're not in Korea and it isn't socially expected?
Ah, I see. So they're wondering, like, you're at a Korean restaurant and your waiter's Korean, and you know they're Korean, and you heard them speaking Korean, but like, how can I speak Korean with them? I think you just do it.
Okay.
Because worst scenario, like if you're sure they're Korean, you're sure they speak Korean, then okay, I think just do it. Just be like, in your best Korean, ask 저기 메뉴판 좀 주세요, whatever you can do. Just please give me menu. It doesn't matter if you feel embarrassed. Just start the conversation. They say in Korean, 시작이 반이다, or whatever. 시작은 반이다. Starting is half of it. So just that first, or even just 저기요, 여기요, excuse me, just that one start is all you need. If they don't speak Korean, if they don't want to speak in Korean, they'll come back and speak English to you and just forget it. But they probably will be like, oh, hey, or what can I do for you or something.
They're more excited about it, right?
Yeah, that's your invitation to start. But I think it's just that first word, that starting thing. And then if they don't want to speak Korean, then don't push it. Just go back to English, whatever. But you might find saying 저기요 to your waiter is all you need, and they will be so happy to let you speak in Korean and talk with you. You'll see their eyes will be like that.
Even bigger.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, even for me as a Korean, I can tell you, if somebody who's not Korean looking and approach me in Korean, I'm like, wow, oh my God, let me talk to you.
They're not going to hate it. They're not going to dislike it.
Yeah.
So I still, even though I speak Korean, I still look very American. I look like I do not speak one
You
word
don't
of
look
Korean.
Korean.
But yeah, I didn't think so. But then if I go to a Korean restaurant in Koreatown, if I order, I always do it in Korean because I don't care. I'll be eating with my wife, and we'll go to a 설렁탕 restaurant. Just be, 여기요, 여기 김치 좀 더 주세요, or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, like their head explodes, and then it's over with, and they just speak in Korean, and it's fine.
Wow.
So I think it's just getting over that initial embarrassment that you have. You have anxiety because it's pride. A little bit is pride. You're proud of your image as looking smart. You're worried if you say Korean, you're going to look dumb. And you don't want, you feel scared because of that. You feel scared because of your pride. You're like, oh, I'm a cool, smart person. I don't want to look dumb. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I think just do it. Just do one word, the shortest sentence that you can make, and just start it. And it's okay. If you can't continue the conversation past, they're not going to be disappointed. They expected nothing. You gave them one. You already won.
Yeah, exactly. In order to overcome fear, you have to face the fear, right? So your favorite food is 설렁탕? Is that where you go?
No, sundae is my favorite Korean food.
Why sundae?
about
There's
you?
so many good meaty food. Sundae is not meaty.
Sundae is magnificent.
Oh.
It is. I'm kind of joking, but if I have to pick one food, it would probably be sundae. It just makes me so happy.
Really?
It's just so good. I just love that the kind of, what do you call it? 비린 냄새, like kind of like the gamey, gross smell of the sundae.
Billy likes gross.
The jello, like the plastic texture of the outside. Yeah, the outside, and then it's just so good. And you take that and you eat it with tteokbokki on a rainy day.
Oh.
It's just so nice.
The combination with tteokbokki, yeah. I vote for that too. So good.
Yeah, something about cheap, good foods. It gives you you don't feel any like pressure about enjoying the food or any pressure to eat slowly or any pressure to like eat all the food. It's just like casual food. It's like 부담 없는, I don't know. Like I don't feel any
without
sort of
any
like
pressure.
부담.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like I'm expected to to sit at a table and dress up and use a fork and a knife. It's just there. It doesn't care if you eat it all. It doesn't care if you like it. It's just casual food, and that makes it really good.
It's a street food. You can find it very easily. I think.
What's your favorite food?
Favorite Korean food?
Your favorite street food?
Street food. I like tteokbokki. tteokbokki, 닭꼬치.
Okay.
It's so good.
닭꼬치. Oh, so good. Yeah. 닭꼬치. Oh.
Yeah.
My favorite was the 폭탄 맛, the bomb flavor.
폭탄맛, you mean like spicy one?
Yeah. It's the every place has their spicy levels, and the top level was usually 폭탄 맛. These days, though, I think it's kind of different these days. But at that time, every place made 폭탄 맛, and it was just the spiciest they could make, and it was so good because it clears your sinuses. It makes you like 시원하.
Just
시원하게.
cleanse your system, you know? Cleanse your system inside out.
I don't know if your viewers, I don't know if you made a video about like the 시원하다, like when people eat spicy foods, they sometimes say 시원해요, 시원해, like I'm cool. Now that doesn't make any sense. You're hot, you feel hot, but you feel cool.
Yeah.
Well, it does when you have something very hot and you already feel hot, and you eat something extremely hot, and you're like, oh, I don't care about it being hot. I feel nice. Like you're sweating and you feel relaxed, and
It's like-
it's that feeling.
I know what you mean. Especially also when you go to sauna and you go into hot water.
Yeah.
And the old men I don't go into the men's sauna. It's just,
Right, I hope. They won't mind, you know.
Oh yeah? But yeah, I won't. I think I'm gonna pick another question. Karida asked, when you went to South Korea, what was your Korean level?
When I first went there, it was very bad. I did learn though for a while. Like I said, I did that book. I did some basic lessons. Like I found some lessons online. You know, a friend tried to teach me. I bought a dictionary. I could say a few things. Like I maybe like somebody who had gone through level 1 of Talk to Me in Korean. Maybe that amount.
Okay.
Like I knew a lot of words. I knew a lot of basic colors. Like I knew how to make basic sentences, but this didn't work. I couldn't do anything with actually speaking and understanding. Even if they said something I already knew, like even something like 안녕하세요. If they said it to me, they would say it a little bit differently, and I wouldn't understand them. So, and I also was exposed to a lot of Busan dialect and other dialects in Busan. I remember a lady telling me, "시사시세," and having no clue what she was saying. So even though I later thought about it, I realized she was asking, "식사하셨어요?" But to me, it's "시사시세." I was like, "What? What is that?" So I couldn't understand or speak. So very low.
Oh, okay. Because you're in Busan. So when you stay there you stay like about 2 years, and how much did you improve just by staying there?
Let's see. I actually have some audio clips of me speaking Korean when I was in Korea, but I'm not going to share those. They're too embarrassing. But I think I was not bad by the end of my trip. I was able to have conversations with people. I was able to say everything that I wanted to say,
Okay.
but not in the way that I wanted to say it.
Okay.
So maybe like high intermediate, low advanced, I think.
I see.
And I could have gotten much better if I wasn't so scared about practicing my Korean. Like I said, some people were easier to practice with in some situations, but just sitting down with someone and having a conversation in Korean is difficult to do. Especially if you feel like anxiety. So it's kind of hard to speak, like to try to speak more when you don't feel confident to speak that. So yeah, I think if I went to Korea now and lived in Korea, I think I would improve much faster than at that time.
So I think it goes to also hibernating Chibi's question. The person saying, I'm at comfortable level with texting Korean and I can hold conversation. But as soon as I try to converse by speaking, my mind goes blank. So what did you do for this?
Yeah, that's what I had too. It's, I actually did this for Korean. I didn't do it so much, but for Japanese, I did this a lot. I was at a intermediate level of Japanese, but I could not speak it at all. Zero. Like just basic phrases. I started chatting with people online because it gives you a lot of time to read what they wrote. You can use a dictionary, look up words you don't know, and then you can use a dictionary to write what you want to say. And I did that a lot. Like 6 or 7 hours a day I was studying Japanese at that time.
Wow.
And after 6 months of doing that every day for Japanese, I was able to speak at the same amount that I was able to write and read then. And I think that with Korean, it would probably work similarly. You still need to use it, whether that's to a person or to an internet program like chat. You just need to be using it. And you need a lot more exposure to it. And there's nothing that will there's no shortcut for that. If you want to speak it better, if you want to actually speak it better, well, you have to actually speak it. But if you can't even speak it, and you don't have opportunities to try, well, the next best thing is to write it and read it. So I think that would help still.
Because writing helps you to form sentences. That's how you're
Right.
going to speak too, right?
Right.
Okay.
You might think, I can make sentences if I write, but in reality, you can't. Your sentences would take way long to make. So that's the reason your brain can't form the sentence on paper. Of course, it can't form the sentence when you're trying to speak. So you need to practice so you can get that speed up.
Yeah. So you're practicing 6 hours Japanese on the internet.
Yeah.
So which online software or website did you use?
No, there were none. There was none of that.
Okay, so-
I had some books.
Oh, you,
I had yeah. I just used books for Japanese, and there were no websites that I knew of. Like in 2005, there was internet, a lot of internet stuff, but there wasn't any website that I knew of for learning Japanese. There were just a bunch of random lessons for Japanese. So I didn't use internet. I used internet for chatting, but I didn't use it for learning. I just used books, which I really liked. I had some very good books for learning Japanese. Yeah, there wasn't very much, and now there's a lot.
okay. How about the chatting part? Like, which one did you use for chatting?
I used Skype, actually,
Oh,
and MSN Messenger. Those were the two that I used. Did you use that?
yeah, I did. You guys don't know MSN, right? Then you're too young.
Yeah, MSN Messenger, and then so it's very basic. You can't do video chat in most versions, and then you make your status message something different, and that was like your social media was your MSN Messenger status message.
Yeah.
That's how you share what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe put like and but there were places where you could find people online. So I would go to pen pal websites, and they would say, "This is my email," and then I would add their email on MSN Messenger and just start chatting with them. And some of them were on Skype. Others were on just random like chat rooms. Like they have the culture is different for Japan and Korea. I noticed that a lot of Korean chat rooms will be filled with kids, so I don't go there. But Japanese chat rooms will be filled with people in their 20s, 30s, all the way to 70s. So I would join chat rooms for 20 to 30-year-olds, and sometimes go in the older ones, and I would just start chatting with them. And some of them, after they would be chatting for a while, they'd be like, "Hey, who are you?"
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, I'm this. I'm living here and I'm learning Japanese." And they'd be like, "Cool. Do you want to chat?" And we share Skype names.
So I don't speak Japanese. You know more about Japanese culture. So what would you say the biggest difference between Japanese and Korean culture?
A culture? No, they're completely different cultures. The only thing they share is I think they share that they are polite to foreigners. They're like friendly to foreigners and hard workers. But I don't think there's too much. I think there's more not in common than there is in common with Korea as far as culture is. Like on the surface, many things seem similar, but the way that they behave, like if you want to make a friend in Korea, you just make a friend in Korea. If you want to make a friend in Japan, well, you might have to get introduced to them by someone. And even if they're your friend, unless you're young, you might not be able to become close with them. You'll kind of always be the outsider in a lot of groups. It's just very different. And I didn't learn enough of it to become a master at Japanese culture either. I started learning Korean and stopped learning Japanese back in 2005. Yeah.
I see. Wow. So, I mean, the personality-wise, I don't know many Japanese people, but I know some. But I think the personality, I found that Korean people are very outgoing,
Right.
more than Japanese, and we are kind of loud and sometimes obnoxious in a way that we want to drink, you know,
Sure, sure.
and go to noraebang, you know, just like open for about
Right,
a
right.
lot of things, right?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Koreans are very open is a good word. In public, they're publicly more open. If they don't like something, they'll just say it. Whereas in Japanese, it's strong if you say like 아니야, if you say it's not. It's very strong. They don't even say that. They say 다릅니다, 달라요. Like it's different. Yeah, in Japanese.違います. Chigao is different. So then they would say something different. If you are, even if you think something, you can't say it. If you want to say it, you have to be in the drunk situation.
No
You have to be in a situation where you're drinking. Yeah. And then Japanese people can use like their 반말 and say things that they actually feel. Even if they're not drunk. Just in that situation, you pretend that you're drunk and you share these things together. And then after, it's gone. Next day, it's like nothing happened. So that's how it works. At least that's how I learned it works at the time.
So some way they use professionalism even with friends, you know?
In the workplace,
Yeah.
it would be a little bit so, yeah. And in like Korean, the other thing is like politeness levels, like, you know, 반말 높임, like 존댓말 높임말. In Korean, it's very strict.
Yeah.
But in Japanese, there are more situations when you don't have to care about that so much.
Oh.
So like they have, in Korean, there's Busan dialect. In Japan, maybe you can say like Osaka dialect. And Osaka dialect is kind of like 반말 for Korean. So imagine that Busan people are all speaking 반말, and then it's okay. And that's kind of like the Osaka dialect. Because I was also learning Japanese dialects for a while when I was studying Japanese.
I just want
I
to
just
pick
remember-
your brain. You know so much.
No, I say this was very basic. I only did Japanese for 3 years, but I've done Korean for 15. So it is basic and it's older information.
Wow. That's interesting. And I'm going to get one more question from here. Rodrigo, Billy, I'm interested in teaching English in Korea. Seoul is in high demand, so it is
Yes.
hard to be placed there. Would it be difficult to learn language in Busan and avoid the dialect?
Yes, because I did that. If you hear me speak Korean, I don't have any Busan dialect. Well, that's not true. I do. Sometimes I have problems saying the sangshio sound because of Busan. But other than that, I don't have any like. If someone hears me speak Korean, nobody will think I sound like Busan dialect. So even though I was in Busan, because I never tried to practice that kind, and I didn't have that many friends that spoke strong Busan dialect. It was mostly like light Busan dialect. So yeah, I think it's possible. Just practice Korean, but also learn Korean with standard Korean. So don't learn like dialect grammar and dialect spelling or phrases, and you'll be fine. Yeah, and I think Seoul is the best city to be in Korea, but other cities are fun too. Busan, there's lots of stuff to do. Even if you go to the countryside in the middle of nowhere, you can still take a bus to the city, and there's still stuff to do.
So, what is your take on the reason why so many people want to go to South Korea these days?
Oh, these days, recently, I think the reason is just an interest in K-pop and Korean dramas. Recently. Previously, when I was there, it was just more of an interest in the language and the culture. So I think Gangnam Style changed everything. And Gangnam Style created the, like, Hallyu, like, created everyone being interested in Korean stuff, in US,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
everybody was listening Gangnam Style and asked me, "Do you know this
Yeah.
guy? And do you know how to sing this?" You know?
Yeah, they asked you, do you know Psy?
Yeah, do you know Psy? I'm like, he was
Do you know
famous
Gangnam
before
Style?
then. Yeah, you know that like Psy was already popular in South Korea before Gangnam
Right.
Style. Yeah.
When I was there, he was already popular for Champion, the song,
Yeah.
and a lot of other songs. He was
Yeah.
already famous. And I saw him perform in Korea in 2010 or 2011, right before Gangnam Style. I saw him perform at my wife's school, actually. And there was a big audience already. But after that, the year after, he did a concert for like 1 million people or something.
Wow, before Gangnam Style. Right?
Yeah. And if you know, I don't know how it is in Canada, maybe it's the same, but in the US, they never, ever, ever play songs on the radio that are not English or sometimes Spanish if it's very popular. Ever. 100% English. But for the first time in my life, I heard Gangnam Style on the radio
Yeah.
in LA. Like, this is ridiculous. So everyone knows it. And when I go to do karaoke sometimes with my younger brother, and I'll sing Gangnam Style. And the lyrics they show on the screen in Korean, and everyone loves it. People are like partying.
Do you
like,
dance too?
yeah. I can't dance, but I'll just do this.
So you go to karaoke, you mentioned. So do you usually sing Korean songs most of the time?
In the U.S., no, I can't. Because we don't have 노래방 here. Only in Koreatown.
Yeah.
So if I want to sing, it's just American style karaoke, and it's all American audience. So Gangnam Style is the only Korean song I can sing.
You mean in front of people like strangers?
Yeah,
No
that's the
way.
regular karaoke. Yeah, because we don't do 노래방 in America. It's only an Asian thing to do 노래방.
Yeah, but
Oh.
but Koreatown is really big in LA, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to drive to Koreatown just to do 노래방.
Oh.
So, and my little brother does karaoke normally here. So maybe once every 2 months, I'll go together with him. And he sings really well, so he'll sing a lot. But I sing a few songs. So one of the songs I sing is Gangnam Style.
And everyone knows it.
Everyone knows it. Everyone loves it. Because I'm the only person there who can sing it. Of course.
Nobody else knows. Only
No one
Gangnam
knows.
Style. So you mentioned about K-pop and K-drama. People are interested in going to South Korea because of it. Do you watch any K-drama or listen to some K-pop, or it's not your thing?
I've watched several Korean dramas before, and I've never enjoyed any of them, except I did really like one called Signal, and that's it. I never liked any other Korean dramas my entire life. Korean movies. I've seen lots of Korean movies, and I never liked any Korean movies except 사이보그지만 괜찮아?
Which one?
I thought 사이보그지만 괜찮아? You know, it's like an old movie, like I'm a cyborg, but that's okay.
Oh.
나는 사이보그지만 괜찮아. It's really weird. I think it's also maybe it's also 봉준호 movie.
Okay.
No, it can't be. No, it can't be. Anyway, it was weird, so I liked it. And music, I like Korean hip hop, but that's it. Oh, and I used to really like Ihyori music, though these days I don't listen to it much.
I love the Yuri. I don't think she is that active, is she? I don't follow.
She was going to do a comeback, but I don't know if she actually started. But yeah, she's going to be doing a comeback, so.
Yeah, she's our generation. I think we're in the
Right,
similar
right.
generation.
Yeah, she was great. She advertising everything, and you hear her everywhere.
So you mentioned, you're not really big on the, like the K-drama, whatnot. But what is your favorite topic about South Korea then? Language or
Just
girls?
the language. What?
And
What'd you
girls?
say? Girls? Korean girls. The Korean language is still my most favorite thing. And just people. I really, really like Korean people. Maybe, I don't know, is that like anti-racism, or is that still
I take it.
I don't know. I like Korean people.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I think they're totally normal. They're not like they're not special. They're just people, nothing different. But I just like them. I don't know. I think I get their humor, even though my humor is not Korean humor at all. But I kind of get it, and I really also like I like the language. I think it's really interesting, and a little bit of Korean history is interesting too. But yeah, I never really got into TV shows or movies or music or much of that stuff.
I watched one of your videos about the history too. Oh my god, it was hilarious.
I spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, I can tell you put a lot of effort, and it was entertaining throughout the
There were
whole
like-
video.
There were like two small mistakes. I said Lee Sun-shin had 13 Kobuksan, the turtle boats,
Yeah.
but actually he used that in a different battle.
Okay.
Not the battle of InYoung, I think that I said in the video. That was a different battle. And then a couple problems with the map, because I only showed the current South Korean map, some places where the boundary was a little higher. Other than that, I'm pretty happy that it's mostly accurate.
Yeah, it was entertaining and very informative, and I didn't notice any of the mistakes.
Okay, that's good.
So you came back to United States, and how did you end up teaching Korean? Like, how did you even decide to do that?
I was teaching Korean since 2010 online on the website Reddit. I was answering people's questions on Reddit, also on IRC. Not IRC. Is that right? IRC? I haven't used it in a while. Yeah, chat programs. So I was using some chat rooms for people learning Korean, and some communities, various communities, people learning Korean. And I would help answer questions from 2010. And I noticed people had the same questions over and over and over again. So I thought, I'll make a few videos on those topics that I see people asking. So I just made 3 videos and uploaded them right away. And the very first week, I got like 2,000 subscribers. So I thought, oh wow, this is fun.
Yeah,
I wasn't making any money, but I just thought, okay, I'll do 1 video a week because I have no job. I was unemployed.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, I'll do this for fun. And I kept doing one every week. And even when I got a job, I still kept doing 1 video a week. And then I got fired from my job, and I kept doing 1 video a week. And it just, I think it just kind of snowballed. And I eventually started doing more videos and more things. And then when I wrote my books, that's when I started to grow much faster.
Wow. So consistency is the key, right?
Yeah, and you know what's funny is, Korean Class 101, right? They were when I started, they were the only Korean teaching place on YouTube. And I asked them for advice. I said, can you give me some advice? I just started my YouTube channel. Maybe you can find the tweet. It's still on my Twitter.
No way.
And do you have any advice for me? And they said, consistency, like make a schedule and stick to it. It's like, okay. And that's what I did. So now Korean Class 101 is like down here. I talk to Koreans way up here.
Oh yeah, things change.
I'm somewhere here.
Wow. But they held you accountable. That's why you kept going.
Yeah, they gave me good advice. I thought, they said make sure people know when videos are going up and do it regularly. Like, okay, and that's what I did.
Wow. I think that's why people love you, because it's the consistency. They look forward to seeing your videos, right?
Now it's like 3 or 4 videos a week, so hopefully, they can check on it frequently, and there's always something new.
Okay, so I think we're gonna wrap it up. Would you fairly say that Korean is your favorite language?
So difficult. Yeah, Korean's my favorite language.
Okay, so one last question. What is your next plan? And what piece of advice would you recommend to my audience?
My next plan is I'm actually doing a new video series. I haven't announced it yet, but I'm working on it, and I just finished today. Actually, 2 hours ago, I just finished the first episode. So that'll be 100 episodes or more that I'll do starting next month, I think. And an advice, I think just the same advice I always say is practice your Korean, because people who practice it are the only ones, I'll say, the only ones who actually get good at Korean. And the people who give up after learning for a few months because it's too hard, those people didn't practice any Korean. I think that if you just practice, you'll find that you can improve much faster than you expected. And some people I know who they're not any smarter than other people. They're just regular people. I'm not any smarter than I'm maybe like lower intelligence than average person, but I practiced a lot. And I think people who practice a lot, those are the ones who get really good really fast. And you think that, and some people think, wow, they're geniuses, they're really smart. No. They just are the ones who practiced a lot and are okay practicing, trying it. That's it. I think just practice what you're learning and you'll be good.
That's great advice. Same for my English. I just consistently practice. Don't be shy. Just make mistakes.
Right. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. And I think that we all enjoy your advice. And I love to see you back here sometime in the future.
Yeah, thanks. It was nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And see you next time. Bye, Billy.
All right. Thanks for having me. Should I hang up here or do you want me to stick around? Or
Either or. I can say bye to you guys. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.